Toolbag Tool 2.0, I guess. Some of the stuff I already pulled out on the floor to reorganize. Got my cutting glasses, torch striker. This is from Harbor Freight, I think. Wooden ruler. This was from my grandpa's, I believe. This was my grandfather's. It's a little 6-inch ruler with decimal conversion table in the back. A pocket caliper, Harbor Freight. Used that a fair amount of work. Comes in pretty handy for sizing up stuff on the go, like round rod especially. This comes in handy for like tight spaces sometimes. Adding a new addition, flint striker. 2 batteries from my welding helmet. Carpenter's pencil. Came with a set of like a couple, speed squares. Wire brush. They supply these at work. One of those in my bag. Flap wheel for emergencies on a job site, and I forgot a flap wheel because we had in situations where we didn't have cutoff wheels or anything because the rest of it was taken by the first half of the crew that left for the day. So we got an emergency flap wheel and stone wheel and a cutoff wheel, all kept in it just in case you need it. You never know. Here's a little manual micrometer of sorts. I believe this was also one of my grandfather's. Tape measure from work, they supply these. Good Craftsman. Paint marker, Hoppy Lobby. Bleed through, they have these at work. Always great to have these. You mark metal with them, put the part number on it or whatever. And bleed through, its purpose is to show through the paint whenever it's painted, so you can still know what number it is. Sharpies. I believe these were just loose ones from like Vacant Locker or something. What else have Sharpies? This is what's already organized, but Thomas J. Glover Pocket Reference, 4th edition. Metals USA reference book for all your different channel metal sizes and molds starting to eat through the back of it, actually through the book somehow. Am I Right in the Rain, which is 2/3 of the way full now with notes and little observations, math equations, what have you. Inspection flashlight. WD-40. Oh yeah, this was work. This was Harbor Freight. This was Harbor Freight, I believe. This was Wise. Like this was Harbor Freight. Just a couple spare lenses. They have these at work. And these are kind of my helmet takes in case I'm ever on a job site and I need another lens. It was good to have a spare lens. Super glue, that was some Ollie's. I don't know, partly dried up, I don't know, it still seems good. What else do we have in here? AAA batteries, my flashlights. Another AAA battery. A couple of earplugs. 3rd earplug. 4th earplug. Beside, I have a binder clip for whatever. Half-round bastard file. This comes in handy a lot. It's been heavily used. It came from Napa Auto Parts. Another half-round. This one's really well used. A lot of the teeth on the top and back are It's nearing the end of its life. Let's say it that way. This was from Harbor Freight. I've had that for a couple years. Like, oh my goodness, such poor quality. No, it's just been used a lot. Imagine the times when I was in class and I had a piece of weld spatter or something I needed to get off and I wasn't allowed to use a stone wheel or something like that. I'd actually use a file to get it off. Nicholson round file. This is great for little corners around handrail and little areas where pieces of metal come together. This I dug out the trash can. I do have another round file. My toolbox will work. Chipping hammer. Harbor Freight, I believe. And I had an addition. It's this is a piece of metal got punched out of the iron worker. And often, if I'm using it and I have a bunch of slag picks in here and I want to, instead of getting a whole other hammer, add a little hammer head on it so I can just use it on the slag picks to strike the surface. Wrapping grip tape. I like grip tape. Lineman pliers. That was also Harbor Freight. And all these tools in here have been used heavily, and I haven't had a single Harbor Freight tool give out to me yet. Except for the Chicago electric grinder, but that wasn't their brand. Their brand is no, I don't remember the brand. Anywho, Chicago Electric is his own thing. These are Doyle. And I haven't used them real recently, but I've used them heavily before. It's a very slight notch in the back of the jaws. I probably tried to cut something too big with them. This is a little sliding bar clamp. Comes in handy a lot. Great to have one of these in your tool bag. I got it for Christmas, I think. Not sure where from. Goggles, got a 3-pack from Harbor Freight. Always use these because I wear glasses. Only downside is my glasses want to slide forward and bump against that and it starts scratching them up. My glasses I'm more worried about than these. Set of pliers. Use these a lot. Very well used. Melted a lot. I don't remember where I got these. I think I got them for Christmas or birthday or something. Tractor Supply, Harbor Freight, I don't know. I'm going to say Tractor Supply because at the time I had these, Harbor Freight had not yet gone into the building that it was. Probably Tractor Supply. Or we got them from a relative. It could have been from another place, but definitely one of my most used tools. C-clamp, bar clamp, whatever, that needs fixed because this one isn't actually threaded internally. It just has these little rough notches here where it's squashed together, and it's gotten to where this is starting to wear out. So whenever I squeeze it on an actual piece of metal, it shoves the bolt back through those threads and doesn't hold itself shut anymore. So I probably just need to either cut that off right there and weld a little nut on it, the same diameter and same threads as this bolt. I think that was from Harbor Freight. As you know, I don't have tons of money to spend on tools because if it works for me. That's all I want out of a tool is its function. You get what you pay for. All I want it to do is work. It's a little bit twisted. Honestly, it could be repaired. I'll work on that. I'll see decide. So no use having it in my tool bag if it's not working right. I'll probably replace it. I think that's another one in my tool drawer. Nip-X, little bolt cutters. Good old play in them. I've used these a lot. Also Harbor Freight. They're meant to be like that. But also a great addition to the tool bag. They're probably a little loose because I've been using them on things larger than they're supposed to be used on. That or is that little internal notch where this piece slides on the inside, so that's probably why it's like that. No complaints, Nip-X is a good brand. I think that's what it is. No, these are not Nip-X, these are Crescent HK Porter. No complaints, they work. Run-of-the-mill burger, Welpers, MIG pliers, Harbor Freight. Nothing special. Wire brush from work. They also supply the wire brushes. Mine would worn out to just about a nub, so we got a new one, wrapped in grip tape. Another small wire brush. This one I probably found in some dirty corner or something, the way it looks. Channel locks. I want to say I got these from Harbor Freight. I probably did, because I got all my tools from Harbor Freight of my original batch when I went to welding class. The majority of them were from there. I had a habit with my first bag of tools, which I didn't really lose any. I just consolidated it down. But in welding class, I had a habit of leaving them on hot plates all the time in the welding booth. So a lot of my pliers are melted to some extent. These are Steelton Tools screwdrivers. I have no idea where these came from. I've had them for quite some time. But I've got a big flathead, small flathead, little Phillips head. Great addition to the tool bag. I've used this a lot. These are Mayhew cold chisel. Harbor Freight. This is another chisel. This is one I use for spatter all the time. I remove it. As far as I know, I'm pretty sure it's hand forged from my great grandfather. I got it from my grandfather's tool chest sometime after he passed. It's been a very good chisel. After I heat treated it, you can see the seam there. I don't think that's cracked. It does look like it, but I think that's the way it branches down. It's probably where it was rolled over and pounded out. Another little chisel. Don't use this one much. Another Mayhew. Another all Harbor Freight. This one was another one of my grandfather's. After extensive testing with chisels, this is the one I keep in my bag for emergencies in the tight pinch or situation where I need to cut through a weld tack in a tight space where I can't get a grinder in. The Craftsman holds their edge extremely well, very sharp, very tough, and they work the best out of all chisels I've tried for cutting through little weld tacks in metal. I save it for that. Automatic center punch, Harbor Freight. Use that a lot. Mini ball peen hammer, Harbor Freight. Use that a fair amount. Electrical tape, Harbor Freight. Pry bar. It's coming very handy, as you can see. It's a new-ish edition. Seems a lot of heavy use. Harbor Freight. This was my great-grandfather's. It's a angle finder, a brass and really nice handle on it. But I've just recently put it in my tool bag, and it's already become an invaluable tool for checking the angles on handrail before I weld them, because some of the places the digital angle finder can't fit. So just line this up, put it in there, tighten it up, and take it over to the angle finder, and I get what I'm looking for. I really like the way it looks. Probably handmade. Wire cutters, Harbor Freight. They don't get used much, but they're there. They've had their usage. My most used tools, Harbor Freight. 3-pound sledge, I believe. This has seen tons of use. Got some grip tape. Good solid tool. Remember, Harbor Freight carries a variety of tools from different companies. They aren't specifically all. They don't manifest on the shelves of Harbor Freight as Harbor Freight tools. Some of them do, some of them don't, quote unquote. But yeah, they have their own brand. These are just cheap. I don't know what the brand is. You found them both in grip tape? Oh. Anywho, they're just cheap flashlights. But these are the most durable cheap flashlights I've ever seen. They've got the 3 different brightnesses, strobe, etc. But you can bash them around, throw them across a shop, step on them, put them in water. It's just, they're cheap, but they're extremely durable. More durable than any flashlight I've ever seen. Just, I don't know. They've certainly held up. Wire wheel. Always good to keep a wire wheel. More safety goggles. Side shields. You can fit it in my glasses. a mini adjustable wrench. It's come in handy a number of times. Mostly whenever I'm doing obviously small stuff. These I think were some Harbor Freight. This was from work. These were, I don't know, I want to say Ollie's. It's the retail outlet store. I'm not totally sure. I think that's where I got them. This was, I got my stocking one year for Christmas. Little crescent wrench. I already said that, but oh well. Thinking for a second. Yeah, this is a attachment that goes on that C clamp, bar clamp, pipe or whatever. This is my big heavy duty metal chisel. Been used extensively, as you can see. Very mushroomed out head. If anything. Oh yeah, Harbor Freight. I might mislabel some of these tools when they actually came from Tractor Supply, but I think this was actually Tractor Supply. My crescent wrench. Adjustable wrench. This thing has seen a lot of use. Comes very handy. Again, with the grip tape. Wedge. Always keep a wedge in your bag. It comes in handy in situations you wouldn't even realize. This was a piece of scrap, and this was just some clip or something I found laying around. Put them together, and it is kind of clutched a lot to, do what wedges do best. Magnet on a stick. Self-explanatory. Harbor Freight, I believe. These, Craftsman keys. Pittsburgh, yeah, Pittsburgh is the Harbor Freight brand. All from Harbor Freight. Some of them from two different sets. Because I think it was these ones, my original set, my tool bag, the bolt fell out and I lost a bunch. So these come in handy from time to time. Vice grips. Rarely use these, but they're there because you never know when you'll actually need them. Harbor Freight, I believe. Could get things mixed up at this point, honestly. No parent stamping on them. So I don't know. I like to get things on the Tractor Supply discount bin. So one or two of these might be Tractor Supply. My memory fails me. Another wire brush, apparently. A multi-bit little stubby screwdriver, ratcheting screwdriver. This was Tractor Supply. Good little tool. Scribes. This one was from a random batch of punches and chisels and files off eBay. This one I made, I've had for quite a while, and needs repaired for like the third time because the little file insert breaking out. Put that to the side. This is made out of a piece of copper pipe from a refrigerator. There's a piece of tungsten super glued in the end. Slag picks, scribes, what have you. Oh man. 2 flat punches? How did more than that? Oh. Sure I did. Well, I know I'm going to add. Hang on.
Bear with me. Or don't, I don't care. I guess it's not real entertaining if I'm not there. Shoot. But up here I'm missing a punch or two. I had a really big flat punch and it seems to be missing. Huh. Maybe it's buried in the tool bag somewhere.
Regardless, 2 of my flat punches, both from Harbor Freight. I had a bigger one in there somewhere. Definitely. Could have ended up in the little pouch. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, let's move on to the center punches. Made both these, both homemade center punches out of pieces of old carbon steel tool steel file. They kind of weld forged together, hard facing rod and a hammer, and heat treated. Another little center punch. Yeah, I don't know where my flat punch was. Strange. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Another wire wheel. Wire cutters, choppers. These are really good for that thin metal ribboning that they wrap around the steel. Stick that under there, cut it, peel it up. Much like tin snips, except a little better in my opinion. Sorry, I'm just listening to stuff outside. Harbor Freight, I think. eBay. This is Dad's. One of Dad's. Good pipe wrench. Another center punch. Soapstone. What else do we have? Pencil. That needs to get a different bag compartment. Piece of brass for plug welding. Don't know where that came from. That came off the butt end of an old scale weight. Alligator clip. Don't know where that came from. 50-foot tape measure. That was my grandpa's. More soapstone. Stuff from work, I guess. I think this is one of the levels I got for like one of my single-digit birthdays. Then I found another one in the garage can't speak, exactly identical, so regardless, it's coming in handy. Stanley. Writing utensil compartment. Paint marker. I guess it's kind of boring, I don't know. Basically, I'd do this without filming it. It's just something I want to do. Pen, graphite rod, soapstone holder, graphite, round soapstone, pen, paint marker, welder's pencil, stainless steel pen. Oh goodness, I don't even know where this came from. Mix of Hobby Lobby, a little stubby pen. This came off a party favor. Graphite came out gold zinc batteries. Welder's pencil from a supply store. Soapstone. An old pen I found on a random desk once upon a time. Soapstone. Speed square. Mini speed square made. This was from a set I bought off some friends. Harbor Freight, obviously. Harbor Freight, slide rule square thingy. I chopped the top off because it was getting in the way, and I never used the function anyway when I'm sizing up handrail. Just hold it level. And to find the center of a pipe, just run the tape measure across to it. Hold this flush against the back of the handrail to find the center. Digi-key ruler. No. Mini framing square. Found that in a vacant locker somebody left behind. Paint stick. All weather paint stick. Some old surplus stuff from Theory Supply Store. Huge Sharpie. Harbor Freight, I think. More Sharpies. Hobby Lobby, I believe. Mostly empty paint marker. Hobby Lobby. Hawksbill. Harbor Freight. Auto loading box cutter, Harbor Freight. Pocket knife, Harbor Freight. Torch tip cleaners, they were my grandpa's. Little tiny protractor. That was in a bunch of odds and ends I got from a friend. That appears to be it. Cool. Oh, where's those? Oh, look. There's my big flat punch I was missing. Nice. Yeah, that's it. Now it's gotta reorganize it. That took way too long. It probably wasn't even entertaining to see what I have in my bag. That's kind of the way my content is, just random raw footage of whatever I'm doing at the time. Yay.